Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, slow people. We're back with Slow LCS. I'm Quanzek, joined in the booth by Gabe. Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome, Gabe, to your first ever cast that you're doing.
Thank you. I hope it goes well. I hope I can, you know, explain what's happening in the game to those who do not know. But
You,
other than that, hope it goes well.
yeah, you'll do great. We're just glorified yappers up here.
Or
It was good.
yes,
Thanks for the shout out. Yeah, as always, we're delivered by Woodstock Slow. And it's week 3 action. Can you guys believe that already? We've is it week 3? We're
I
week
believe
4
so.
at this point, no?
Week 4? No,
No,
oh,
we're week 3. We're
it's
week
week
3.
3.
I'm over my skis. That just shows you how quickly time has been passing over here on my end. Yeah, game week 3, only one game on stream today.
Oh,
It'll be sizzling lizards, slippery lizards. The lizards are not cooking; they are instead washed.
Slippery Lizards
Versus
with 2 wins,
conglomerate of mewers.
and they have 1 win,
2
I
versus
believe.
1 win coming out here on the table. Also, where are power rankings for this week? It's an open call out.
Power rankings?
Yeah, we don't have our second week power rankings.
Oh, I was excited for that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Team Chug Jug Kitty Burger Time is pretty up there. Shout out to Shout out to Chug Jug Kitty Burger Time.
This guy's giving a shameless plug for his own team over here
With
in the
3 wins,
stream. What
0
is
losses.
this? What are we doing?
Sorry.
Yeah, it's well deserved.
But
Gabe,
Conglomerate of Mewing is up on the chopping block with um 9th place in the tournament standing.
hey man, put some respect on like 9th place, okay?
They are tied with
You just gave a
LeBron
shout out
James
to your
lover.
own team. We're out here with 1 win ourselves. Slow your
You
roll
had the
with it.
team. Sorry, I'm sorry. Um I've actually seen their games before. Do you know what kind of picks they choose?
No, not really. We can pull up op.gg's here. I have played
Ooh.
Conglomerate of Mewing. That one was on stream. We picked like a scaling comp into them and just took way too many awkward fights, and we ended up losing. They got swept almost entirely objectively, and we couldn't actually like play to the strengths of our comp before we lost.
Ooh.
We will get the draft pulled up here, situated underway for everybody to take a look at. And for these teams, a very important game coming up.
Ooh, Timo top lane.
Teemo top is very interesting.
Oh, that is and a lot. Ooh, even a that's a tough top lane right there.
A
Do you
very
think?
interesting draft.
Oh,
We have a Rammus jungle coming out for what I can only imagine would be the first time this entire slow LCS. I'll get right
Rammus
the
or
stats page pulled up.
oh,
Yeah,
is Diana mid lane?
I think it's Diana mid. Yeah.
Oh, against a Galio. Ooh, that's a tough one too. AP melee against Galio.
Yeah. It's definitely more. I mean, the Diana ult, even if she can't get any kill pressure on the Galio in lane, will still be useful in team fights. The team topic is really interesting. I mean, yeah, that's we just confirmed on the back end. This is the first Rammus that we'll be seeing in slow LCS, and I'm really curious how these teams really intend to play, because like Slippery Lizards have an Alawi who like can join in team fights, but the entire priority is exclusively split pushing more often than not. But you pair that with the
For
Teemo on the other side, and
me on the Lizard Men, they
yeah,
don't have a lot of damage. Or I guess they have like a lot of AP bursts, but like other than that, if they like stay far away from Malawi and Ezreal, they just can't
yeah,
do
no,
anything in team fights.
that's a very
Because
valid concern.
you have Kindred and Twitch, both crazy AD champions, with a Leona and Galio just protecting them
Yep.
with infinite chain CC. Unless
Yeah,
they
no,
can dive
that's
them.
That's a really good point. Outside of Diana and Nico ults, there's really no sustained damage on the side of Slippery Lizards. It would take a incredibly long neutral state from the Ezreal to throw enough Qs out in order to chunk, and maybe, the Ezreal can get the passive stack, start throwing Ws and Qs, but it's concerning when on the other side you have a Twitch Kindred with the Kindred ult. Leona and Galio Peel, that is a brutal fight or a brutal combination for team fights that would happen. And so, I don't know, maybe the angle here for the Slippery Lizards, the Lizard Men, as they've been aptly named here on stream, is playing for more of a pick style combination. Maybe getting, I mean, who knows though? If a good Nico ult and a good Diana ult comes out, they might just win a
They just
fight
clear them.
cleanly.
They
Yeah.
just pop them like balloons.
Predictions are live on
Ooh.
the Twitch channel. If you want to go ahead and throw your precious channel points on either one of these teams, we are Gamba Addicts over here at SLOLCS.
What my interest does, it piques me, is that they have a Rammus against a Twitch and Kindred, though.
Yeah, that's true. It's a good pick.
So I guess if Rammus is jungle, a good gang could offset Twitch and Leona bot lane.
It's honestly might be one of the most interesting dynamics we've seen out of the draft, because it feels like in a totality, like neither one of these drafts feel like synergistic with each other. Obviously, Twitch, Kindred, Leo, and Galio are going to work greatly together, but the team seems like an odd man out. If Rammus can get on top of one of the Twitch or Kindred, he's just going to straight up clear them. But it's very disconjointed on the side of Slippery Lizards for their entire comp. Like, it's very burst heavy with no real damage outside of 2 ults. And yes, Ezreal can throw a few Qs, but it's a much harder comp to play, I think, if you are Slippery Lizards.
I wonder what they have up their sleeve. Because Alawi just can't get near these guys. That's what I see. Like maybe an E might time skill grab. But other than that, she's kind of useless in team fights. With Nico, I think it's a Nico and Diana kind of game. They have to carry this game.
I do want to see any sort of Nico trickery coming out. If they transform into one of like the jungle camps and or plants, become a blast cone real quick and jump out and get them, or if it's like the day one Nico trick of just becoming a different minion in the wave. It is a very obnoxious champ to play around, because especially with how Nico interacts with the tab menu, you have to start counting minions in lane and making sure that you're not going in on the fight when Nico's just sitting there holding her ult and stun. So if there can be some tricky Nico plays that come out in lane phase, get Slippery Lizards ahead, maybe there's an angle where Alawi just 1v9s, or they can get prio on objectives before they need to worry about the team fight coming out from Twitch, Kindred, Leo, Galio, but that's going to be a lot of weight to throw into that camp there on the side of Slippery Lizards. It's a tall task.
Or do you think Rammus can defend against the Kindred marks? Because Kindred is going for those marks all game. And I had a friend who played Kindred, and they spawn, I think, the enemy jungle.
Yeah. They'll start as like minor enemy jungle camps.
It's Scuttle, right?
Well, they'll start as like a Grump or like a Wolves, and then the more marks Kindred gets, the more higher priority the camp becomes. So it'll move to Scuttle, it'll move to blue buff or red buff, and then it'll become like entire objectives of like a dragon or
Okay.
or a Baron. But that's depending on the marks. I think Rammus should be able to do a decent job of defending that. It may come down to a couple of smite battles, and we will get level 1 here in game. It looks like an invade coming out here for Conglomerate of Mewers. They have the
Ooh.
numbers in bot lane. They are gonna drop a ward, just
Oh, they
back off.
warded.
They are aware that the invade potential could be happening. They'll be spot on vision
And they
now, but
spotted them.
yeah, it'll be conglomerate of viewers not knowing that there's a ward here. So if they choose to step forward,
Oh,
okay, they're
the
just gonna
NAE. Oh, they missed. That was
yeah.
unfortunate.
The
Maybe they
Leona
can
hook
grab
range.
Diana.
We'll take some
Hmm.
poke on the way out, but it'll be the entire team probably resetting coming out here from conglomerate of viewers. The Leona hook range is just too short typically on that invade, especially with that ward knowing that they're there.
That was a pretty good ward. That could have been really bad.
Oh, we have a substitute. It is not going to be Swoo on the side of Slippery Lizards. It's instead Yerm playing here on stream. So
So we have Kindred set up top side for maybe a bot lane gank. Or, I don't know where Scuttle spawns. I think that might be the first mark.
the mark
And-
should be not Scuttle. Actually, no, you're right. You're right. The mark is almost always one of the two Scuttles.
So that might change Kindred's gameplay from here. Oh, we have an
Potentially.
early fight mid lane with Gally, who took Q first and get off his passive for some early damage. Do you think we'll win bot lane? This
Yeah,
early?
I
Level
mean,
2 gank
it's
maybe? Or level
with
2 Leona?
with Prio being given over to Stunna and Hido on the side of Conglomerate Viewers, the advantage has
dirty
already
play.
been handed over. What is going on right now?
Some dirty playing top lane.
With some BM coming out from Furalokia, just dancing in the Teemo's face. Obviously, either not happy with the Teemo pick or they don't mind it at all.
I've never seen a Lowry versus a Teemo before. Oh, but a lot of action is mid lane. Maybe a Kindred gank might come mid lane. Oh, invade. Oh no, here comes Kindred with a first blood. And there it is. Do we know if she is stacked Diana or is she stacking someone else?
It's hard to see from the observer. We have to get an actual click on Blazing Space Pub in order to see that.
Okay.
But we'll get a stack update at some point. I didn't see the mark, but I wasn't also paying enough attention. Oh, E forward here from Yerm, hoping to get some more damage, but Stunna just jumps into that mid brush behind.
Looking pretty low. Bot lane.
Yeah, it may be a calculate bait though. Blazing Space is back in their blue side and clearing, and that's a good engage from Leo. A quick chunk onto the. Oh, they trade it back though. The last second Q coming out there from Yerm to knock down the Leona. So it's a 1-for-1, and honestly, it's a trade up on the side of Slippery Lizards because that kill went onto the Ezreal, whereas Conglomerate Viewers got the kill onto Leo. It was the Ignite tick that secured the kill on the Nico.
So top lane Rammus might gank Teemo, but he's undecisive right now. And I think Teemo warded that bush, so Rammus has a little window to gank, and he recalled. But we do have mid lane with. Oh,
We lost the stream. We're resetting it because there's some visual issues happening on our end. Hopefully, we're back.
they killed Kindred?
It will be a kill onto the
On
Diana.
Diana.
The Galio engaging, and Ramos just has to just sit and watch as Raptors get taken. They're actually going to try to fight this with the Nico walking over. That's a good engage. The root onto the Galio. Ramos steps in front of his dash as well, and so they'll trade back a kill that was found onto their Diane, and Ramos will get some of his Raptors, I believe 2 of them.
Oh, it's 2-3, so red team has gotten the combat feats of strength.
Yeah,
which puts more pressure on blue team to either get objectives or take first tower.
Yeah, the feat of warfare secured by Slippery Wizards. Oh, flash from Fruklid. A very swift dive. No time for pleasantries there. As Fruklid just had the Teemo in their sights. Flash over the wall. Not going to bother crashing the wave or throwing a couple abilities first. So tied up 3 apiece, and it's even on kills, relatively even on gold, about a kill's worth over to Conglomerate of Viewers, and they may continue to stack that. A couple fights happening here with the Galio engaging mid, and Hedo engaging bot lane, Mini getting chunked down, but Stenna eating all reprocs of the Nico Q, means it's a trade there. Stunna gets the kill, but Yurm able to trade back onto them, and now Yurm chasing down Hedo. Meanwhile, mid lane, nothing has happened besides the Fruklid getting very weak on that Diana. And
I don't know how you do it.
After all of that commotion, I think we're back to normal.
I was just completely stunned by what's happening. I forgot my caster. I'm just listening.
There is
I can handle these moments.
where there's not
like
you.
I'm analyzing the game.
Color role. Yeah, there you go. You could be
like
the
right now.
I'll
I'd say
play by play.
that I don't think blue team has a good enough chance to win Feats of Strength, because with Twitch and Leona, they're always pushed into their tower, and it looks like Galio is just shutting down the Diana, and Teemo's a little rat, so they'll never get to that tower unless being ganked or dove under tower by this Kindred.
You hear that, Rug Shots? Gabe's calling you a little rat.
I hate Teemo.
Everybody does, man. The dude is the devil incarnate, made into a champ. I despise the kit.
Oh,
that
but we might
Teemo
see a Rammus gank bot lane, or I think both Kindred and Rammus are bot lane to secure this dragon.
Yeah, Kindred has the mark on that scuttle down there as well.
Maybe Galio. Oh, Galio's ult maybe.
This Rammus is gonna get caught. Hado cheating out here. Just saw the Rammus walk in front of him. Got the stun out. And Leo's an incredibly sticky sport. Actually opts to get off the Rammus and onto the Nico. A squishier target. Mini will get burned down instantly. Fruklid trading back, using an ult onto a Galio. I think just to keep him there. There's no way there was any kill pressure, but the Galio ult might have come out. Alawi using their ult on that Teemo as well. And all that commotion later, Yurm trading onto Hito. They walk away at 1. Stunna still staying in this fight. Rammus flashing forward, gonna get that kill with the barrier coming out here from the Ezreal. Hito just has to back off, but it will be the dragon secured for Calm. So it'll be a 1-for-1, but the dragon handed over. And you said it earlier, Stunna and Hito are continuously pushing forward on this Twitch Leona, but they've gotten a bit too big for their britches a couple of times. They're dying under tower more often than not, whereas if they just waited for the fight to come to them, I think they win every single time. But this Ezreal has been gifted a bounty as a result. Even the CS has that 3 kills in their pocket.
Now that we calm down again. Let's see the game state. So we have even kills. Like you said, even gold before. And red team has dragon? Wait, red team got dragon?
Yep. Kindred was on it the entire time during my yap.
So she got stacked. It might be looking like a Kindred and an Ezreal game this time. Because Ezreal when Rammus ganked, she's just playing right.
Yeah, there's a good skill shot combo thrown out there by Yurm, and the flash engage from Rammus definitely helped. And I think the gold's probably where you want it for both these teams. Blazing Space Pup far and away the carry for Conglomerate of Viewers and getting the 3 kills on them. Maybe a 4th coming down there. The mark is going to proc onto Fruklid. Can they kill them? It's a dive. The Galio going to tank for the Kindred. That'll be a 4th and another mark secured. And I think you're right. It's just going to be an Ezreal Kindred game. I mean, obviously, you want the gold on your ADC, but the Kindred is basically just an ADC, but in the jungle, and piloted by one of the highest-ranked players in all of the entirety of SLOLCS. Engage here from Hito onto the Ezreal. Ezreal does buffer it well with this E. The ult coming down, and Rammus there to cover. Stern, Cabbage, Iron gonna force out a taunt onto Hito. They'll flash outlive on one. And here we are. Here we go. Top lane. The sustain from the Alawi, keeping them alive at one through the Teemo burn. And it will be Firalokia walking away with the solo bolo onto Rog Shots.
What is solo bolo? I always hear that.
Yes, yeah. I thought I mentioned that. Just confirming that the Leona did die bot lane. It was a good, not necessarily a counter gank, but a taunt here, and Fruitwood may be caught again, but they do have help. It's Diana are into Nico ult. The Kindred's going to be taunted and forced to drop the ult. Has Ignite on them. Flash at the last second from Fruitwood, but won't be able to get going, and the Galio going to flash through, and it's going to be a 2-0 over to the side of Calm, which should secure them these grubs. You see the Leona and Kindred immediately walking over that direction.
I don't know about you, but that team fight showed me that even though the Nico got that ult off, Galio and Leona could keep him off Kindred.
Yep.
And Twitch. Don't forget Twitch. And they just mow him down.
Yeah, the peel successful there. Flash being forced out from the Alawi. They will drop a couple of tentacles and hope to sustain with the W healing on those tentacle slams. But the Ignite coming through from the Leona. Rogshot's going to secure the kill.
Oh, is this pizza strength right here? One dragon and 6 grubs?
Yep.
And 3 kills.
And that'll be because they got the feat of warfare as well. That will be feats entirely secured by Conglomerate. There's no need to worry about the tower going one way or the other. So we'll get resets coming out from both teams. There's been a flurry of action, but there should be some pretty big buys coming through here. Galio purchasing that Hollow Radiance. Kindred has yet to back, but I'm sure they're sitting on at least 1,800 gold right now.
Do you know how many stacks Kindred has?
As well.
I don't know how Kindred stacks. I know Gnosis and
we can get a check here from the observer, the production side, if we can check the Kindred stacks. 3 stacks from Kindred, so 1 more for that first passive proc for the range increase.
Because what are the upgrades for Kindred?
I don't really know. I know the first one's range. I don't know what the second one is. Might just be.
Oh, we could die on the mid tower.
Good. Using that ult to buy some time. Hito won't die, will die by the taunt. So they'll trade 1 for 1, but again, the gold, not where they would want it on the side of Slippery Lizard. Stunna coming away with the kill, and
that was a Nico.
On Rammus.
I thought that was an Alawi.
Oh, Blazing Space Pup chunking down the Rammus, and despite Rammus being the proverbial counter, just the strength of those 5 kills there in the pocket of Blazing Space Pup, too much to overcome. The blind, continuous blind coming up from Alawi, so Teemo comes out much better on that trade. She goes back in, but it's just the same blind timer. Rog Shots being the little rodent that Teemo is there, succeeding with the consecutive back-to-back blinds on Firalokia, trying to engage onto them. That's another dragon, though, secured by Conglomerate of viewers.
Does that Teemo blind block the Alawi slam?
Yes.
That allows the tentacles?
Yeah, the Alawi W counts as like an auto attack. It would be the same effect as like an Ezreal Q. And so it does just completely void one of Alawi's main sustainability.
Oh, it blocks Ezreal's Q.
I think it does. Am I wrong about that? I thought it did. I could be wrong.
Well, I know like it blocks Gnosis Q. Because it just enhances its auto attack. But it's an ability. You can still hit abilities on Teemo if you're blinded, I think.
Not auto attack based ones though, I thought.
Yeah. So I think it does.
Oh, Nico Tech coming out here. She's shifted into a minion. She's there in front, going for the engage onto Stunna. Gets the ult, gets the follow-up, and this Twitch will have to use his barrier and flash, but he'll live at 1. Oh, but the Rammus comes in to make sure he falls down. The Nico Tech coming out, and Stunna, you forgot to count, my friend. A little bit more pleasantries going. And Leona goes back in. I guess there's a TP coming on. They think it's a winnable fight, but Hedo falls down to the grave before this Galio can even show up. Cute anime girl in the middle of all of them. Alawi just trying to keep her sustain going. It does force out a flash from the Galio, but they will trade one back. So a 2-for-1. And a bunch of summoners burned over on the side of Conglomerate of Mirrors. Maybe another one. Cute Amigo, a bit too overzealous, will fall to Yerm. So a 3-1 in favor of Slippery Lizards, which with how the game state was getting, that's a very crucial game win. Stunner looking to trade it back. He's invisible on the Twitch. A couple trades, but Nico's there to cover. Even I was surprised by that, and I have the spectator view. Good engage there by Minion. Fruka getting now poked down by Blazing Space Pump. They're back on the map with the Berserker Greaves and the Phage. And I can finally take a breath and throw it back over to you, Gabe.
Damn. So, we have a scuttle fight going on here. You know. That's it. No, sorry. So it seems like, does Herald have a stack here? For Kindred?
I don't see it on the map. It could be hidden underneath their icons.
This Kindred's really on top of the jungle game.
That's
got 6 grubs,
the Gronk.
two dragons, 6 grubs, and a Herald under their belt right now.
They have every single objective.
And an extra kill.
Vera has not learned from past errors and is still engaging through the T-Mo blind, just trying to brute force it. Brooklyn chasing down, getting chased down by Cute Anime Girl. This Galio just way too tanky with the Hollow Radiance and the Merc Treads. Brooklyn does no damage, but they actually are finally chunking them. It's the burn from Leandries that's helping out more than anything, and they do end up getting that kill. Fruitwood may end up falling down regardless. You see the Twitch and the Leona rotating over on the mini map while the siege is happening top lane onto top tier 2. Mini, the only stalwart there, trying to defend it. The flash coming out from Fruitwood, but he's running towards the wrong base. Stunna will get that kill, and Nico will be able to find her way out through the Teemo on the opposite end. They're going to step back up, and I think, yeah, they're respecting the Teemo blind for the first time. It's a good engage here. Forces out the ult from Blazing Space Pump. Rammus ults over the wall, and Blazing Space Pump's bounty might be done and dusted. Rammus pinging, looking for help. Lowy's going to turn around to fear Lokia. Chasing down the Kindred. Oh, no way. The amount of time.
Bush tactic going on there.
And the Galio, maybe? The hero's entrance coming through. Blazing Space Pup will die finally. That bounty going over to the Rammus. 620 gold in total. And Galio gonna fall short of their efforts as well, attempting to save their jungler. So, this game state was pretty dire a mere 6 minutes ago on the side of Slippery Lizards, but they have fought back with a couple of key team fight wins. They're now ahead in kills. They're still down in gold, but it's playable for them.
We have a 800 gold difference going on here. Very even game. This, well, even in kills and gold, but I think the objectives here do outweigh most of the gold here. I think that's the deciding factor in this game.
And you see the understanding from Slippery Lizards. The objectives are important. They started the dragon, but then got forced off with this fight. They're chunked down. Look at this Nico ult, a 5-man Nico ult from Minion. It's going to be enough to send the members in Conglomerate of Viewers toppling. It's still the Galio and Kindred left alive. They did trade back too. The Alawi's TPing in to guarantee this objective. Fluke's racing forward, oh, that's the Nico.
Teemo killing Nico.
Yeah, Mini gonna fall down
with Kindred
and Alawi still racing in. Had the ult, one to proc the E first, but the damage from Blazing Space Pump just too strong. Trinity Force and Black Cleaver secured now, shredding through the that's Iceborne Gauntlet now, right? It's not Frostfire.
It's Iceborne.
Yeah, that is Iceborne now. That armor made useless by way of a Kindred, and despite the 5-man Nico R, the Galio peel just too strong to help keep Blazing Space Pup alive on that Kindred, and they are the target. Target acquisition, target prio in these fights by Slippery Lizards. If you can't find Kindred, it's a losing fight. That is the mindset you need to have from here on out.
I don't want to say it this early, but Kindred does have 9 kills, most of the stacks probably, and 3 dragons. So I think they might trade Baron for Dragon, and they could end the game possibly.
Yeah,
But
no, it's a very powerful position that you're in. You make a good point here. With Soul Point being gathered by Conglomerate Movers, they know that Slippery Lizards are going to prioritize that objective, and it means they can get a lot done on the map if they don't want to fight it.
oh, do we know the Atacon? I never know which one's which.
It's bot side, and I believe it's Ruined.
Oh, the Blood Pearl one is super good right now. I think Conglomerate really wants this one since they have 3 dragons and possibly Soul. So if they can shut down them getting any dragons, they'll have a 70, was it 75? 45?
What, the buff?
The buff. What's the buff?
It's 25%
25.
increase to Epic Monsters.
A 25% increase would be.
They're setting up for that now. It's gonna be Blazing Space Pump and
Oh,
Stunna.
no one's contesting them. Rammus's
I
top
mean,
lane.
We just had 3 members on the side of Slippery Lizards die, and so a bunch of resets coming out. They're all finally on the map. None of them taking hex gates for whatever reason. It's
Oh,
only
they're all
gonna be
converging.
Ruin taking
I
them.
think this is a free Atacon.
Yeah, no, it's well timed, and they essentially have 2 ADCs to burn it even more faster. So it will be Ruinous Atacon, which means they get the 25% Epic Monsters buff, which is absolutely brutal considering they have every single objective, all 6 grubs. But they will force out a fight here. Hedo gets caught. Fruitwood looking for the other 2, but they're just going to take Leona as a consolation prize. The ult coming out here from Blazing Space Pup has to dash out, gets the hero's entrance to help out, but they might have gotten a bit too overzealous. Stunna has to run away from Fruitwood chasing them. It's going to be a blind coming out from the Teemo, and Rog Shots and Stunna just doing what they can to trade back. It will be a kill onto the Diana. Ezreal ease forward and gets blast coned into a mushroom, but Cern Cabbage Iron able to come around with the taunt and have Rug Shots essentially kill himself with Rammus's W proc. So it will be some trades traded out, and it will for the first time be Slippery Lizards with a gold lead this game. But they have to deal with the objective disadvantage here. It's been all 6 grubs, the Herald, all 3 dragons, and Otacon. It's the Otacon that gives you the 25% increase, so they're getting a quarter more effectiveness on those grubs and these dragons.
This is not looking good for Lizard. They had nothing. That was a good team fight, I have to say. Good comeback in gold. But there's just nothing up. No minion waves pushed. I think for Lizard, if they can send Alawi and maybe Diana on the sidelines, they could easily get minions pushed and be ready for that Baron fight. Or Dragon fight, because it's Soul. They had to choose one. And if they get in a bad team fight, that could be game.
Yeah. I'm curious to see which one Conglomerate Mirrors prioritizes, because they're both up around the same timer. Baron's up in 50 seconds. The final Hex Tech Dragon is up in a minute. And
I think
Hex
if
Tech's
there's
goal is such a difficult one to play around.
I think there's I think if they want to end the game with brute force, they would go Baron to get the Baron buff and just push one lane and look for a team fight. But if they want to play like a long game and wait for Kindred to scale even more, I think they'd go for a Dragon right now.
Yep.
And get Soul with the Icon buff.
I think that's astute analysis coming out here. I think I personally would lean the way of the Dragon. And I think that's what they're prioritizing with the vision setup that's over here. Leona took the time to drop a vision, drop wards and try in that river brush. And they're going to look for a pick here. Minnie's engaging, but they don't have any help. The Ezreal R is enough to chunk Stunna down enough. And that's such a crucial pick before this fight. It's not Kindred, but it is their ADC, which means they can sink in on this dragon for free. Kindred, I think, is wanting to trade it. You see Blazing Space Pup take the gate across. No, they're not trading for Baron. They're just going to get their mark on the enemy blue buff.
That was very unfortunate, Nico.
Yeah,
The
clutch
fourth
by
minion.
me.
The fourth cast, or is it the fourth bruiser
melee
minion?
Yeah.
I'm always paranoid in my games when I see Nico. I always count them.
Should be. I mean, Stun has been caught by that a couple times now.
And that, what's the jetpack? The the Nico jetpack, rocket belt.
Oh, rocket boat.
I've heard from
jetpack, and I was like, "What update?"
It boosts it forward. The jetpack for rocket belts. My bad. Rocket belt. Hextech rocket belt.
Yeah.
Boosting that Nico forward to get that stun is really useful, but you can only do that Nico trick a certain amount of times before they get really cautious whenever they see a single minion or ward or blue buff in red. You know,
Yeah.
Nico can beat anything right now.
Yeah.
They just gotta look out
this
for
has
it.
been a couple really good picks found by Slippery Lizards. This gold lead by them is growing. We're about 1,000 up on the side of Slippery Lizards. Yes, they're still down objective-wise, but their items are on par with Conglomerate of Mewers. And that's the biggest thing that's more important here than anything. If you have the gold to fight and you can set up these objectives, you can keep finding picks the way that you have. There's a way back in this game for Slippery Lizards despite their objective deficit. They've managed to buy themselves, at this point, 3.5 more minutes securing that dragon, which is crucial with that, with it being Hextech Soul. It just gives them more time to scale, more time to get into this game. And this
there's a lot of pressure on Rammus and Teemo, because Teemo can blind Alawi or Ezreal, but if Rammus gets on Kindred and just taunts her, I think they do have a backup. They have Twitch.
Yeah.
But he is. Kindred has 3 items, while Twitch has 2 items, and it looks like they're gonna catch Lowry off guard with Lowry ulting, but not being able to get even 1 kill on that Twitch.
Yeah, trading out some form of
damage.
damage.
Go for Baron.
Fear Lokia
Everyone's
had that sweeper active. Yeah, got a bit greedy, and that pick is enough for Conglomerate Mewers to pull the trigger, undoing
Almost
Baron.
like look for a steal. Oh wait, which one's Rammus? Which Rammus is which?
I think Rammus is on his prompt. This one is Nico that just hit the Squire's Boom. TP coming out from Galio to make sure that there's no cross-map play coming out from Fruitwood on that bottom tier 2. And it's really just a gift given over to Conglomerate Mewers. The Alawi gets a bit too greedy, sweeping for that vision. Look at the level of wards that were around that Baron prepping for it. It's nothing but lit up vision. Oh, Mini engaging here.
Oh,
on the Teemo. Rogshot's gonna flash, gets help from the hero's entrance, and they will survive. Nobody will fall down on either side. It's just gonna be damage trading out to Rogshots, but with the empowered recall, that Teemo will be out on the map nearly instantly.
That's both Teemo and Twitch falling for the Nico minion. I honestly, I don't know why they're not counting the minions.
Nico hasn't pulled out any other tricks. It's only been the minion one. So I do agree with you. At this point,
Hextech, rocket belt, ults.
I want to see it, man. The Nico blood pedal. Any sort of Nico becoming a jungle camp. I'm assuming, right? Because you can become the jungle pets. I haven't seen it in a game yet myself, but you can become like you can become the blast cone. You can become a Jin W. The Fire's Bloom. There's no reason you shouldn't be able to become a blood pedal, and we're getting confirmation that it is possible. This is very difficult to play here for Slippery Lizards. With the Baron buff given over, it's a lot of resistances, and they've been able to shove nearly every single lane. This dragon is spawning in 30 seconds. Leona just back to grab more wards to further light up the Slippery Lizards red side jungle, and it's going to be a soul fight. My assumption is, with the Baron buff Oh no, not again. It's gonna be another pick onto this Alawi,
The
which
team
right
has to be
before an
careful.
objective. Oh my. What is that damage? Cute anime girl falls short. Alawi will end up falling, but with that 3v2 fighting topside, they're gonna
Oh,
find a pick
Twitch.
on the opposite end, but this Twitch, he's gotten time to
Oh,
scale. They have 3 items, the Bork, the LDR, and the Runan's Hurricane. Enough with the ult.
Ramos just made him
Man,
himself shred. Just giving him more attack
absolutely.
speed.
Yes, absolutely melted them. And surely this is a free soul given over. And I think
Oh,
we're
they
in
still have
the
Baron
waning
though.
seconds of this game.
But pushed by Twitch. And
Look at that.
Diana comes back to
Oh,
match.
literally.
Oh, Mikey died with Diana R, but he just keeps auto attacking. She does not have damage, and he pulls the poison. Oh, does he get inhibitor? Oh, can just.
He might leave it with the team respawning, but this Twitch is officially online. That 3-item spike with the Berserker's Greaves gone enough time to hit
I
level
see.
16 for that level 3 ult as well. Ezreal R? It didn't. I don't think it connected. If it did, Twitch lived regardless.
I see Ezreal with 8 kills, but he just those Qs don't do enough damage as much as Twitch auto attack and Kindred auto attack. They just shred the tank. Oh, and they're looking to kill this Rammus. Oh,
The side of
he R's
Slippery
out.
Lizards is still playing. Like, they're in an even game state. I mean, look at this Alawi. They're
Split
finally
push.
going to
I hate
understand that
split
they need a
pushers.
reset, but this Alawi got that wave all the way to basically where it is now before they got jumped on top lane. They ended up trading out the Galio for it, but
Looks like
it's,
they're gonna take a team fight mid lane to maybe decide the game right now.
yeah, I think that this is it. If Slippery Lizards can hang on, maybe there's a way back into this game, but they have to deal with the Hextech Soul now, which makes things that much more harder.
We have blue buff, red buff, Hextech Soul. They're ready for a fight right now. Oh, but a TP from Galio to push lane.
That's an interesting decision. It is a temporary 4v5 with that TP coming out. If they can get a pick here, it makes things relatively even. Oh, that Leona R finding Fruklid. The Ezreal will fall down. Fruklid gonna follow it up. And Galio, the TP was merely just a bait as the hero's entrance comes back in, and it's just a formality. Nico gonna try to buy some time with that ult. Gets the Zhonya's out. Rog shots will fall. The 5-man Alawi are maybe enough to sustain the ult coming out from Kindred, but Stern Cabbage Iron's the
Rammus.
only one left. The Ram is gonna fall short. We'll flip back to our cameras because that game is over. It's a win by Conglomerate of Mewing, really off the backs of just the objectives that they got, Gabe.
I think. I think Kindred being on that team. Both Kindred and Twitch. That was just a very AD attack ADC. Very heavy game for Lizards to fight since they only have AP burst. And that Ezreal couldn't really do anything with his Qs because they can only hit one person at a time, while Twitch auto attacks and pierce through people, and Kindred just singling out people.
Yeah. We saw a little bit of a draft concern, and I think they piloted it really well, despite what we said, right? Like, the Nico finding the ults that she did with the picks
Yeah, those
gave
5-man ults are
them,
really good.
yeah, it gave them a way back into the game. So shout out Minnie. I thought you played really well. That Nico pick, I was a bit hesitant at first, but you made it look very good. It was just bleeding. One too many objectives to start with, and I understand it's difficult, right? Like,
I don't
those
think
picks
Rammus.
coming out for, like, all across the board. Twitch, Leona, and Kindred are going to be a stronger bot side than a Nico, Ezreal, Rammus early game. And top side, you have a Diana, Alawi, Rammus versus a Teemo, Galio, Kindred. Like, no matter which way you shake it up, unless you get the support to move cross-map or a whole team to sack an objective, it's going to be very difficult to take those fights, especially with Prio typically in the hands of Conglomerate Viewers. So Blazing Space Pup, Great attention to the objectives, well played by Conglomerate Mirrors to secure them, and that more than anything was what gave them the ticket back into that game. Because despite that, we hit like the 26-minute mark, and Slippery Lizards managed to find the gold lead. Where'd you go? Did I lose you?
Oh, what's up? Oh, sorry. Yeah, those objectives really just won them the game. Because I think Timo held on early game because late game you saw him just getting ganked under tower, losing to Alawi. But the only worry on top of it I think I had was that they get first tower because Alawi just pushed in so much, or Alawi split pushing
Yeah.
because they could
Well,
just push on both bot and mid.
yeah, you saw it here first. Conglomerate of Mewers collecting a win for themselves, their second of the season, which puts them on par now with Slippery Lizards, and lots more to shake out in the table. That's the only game that we were gonna have for you guys on stream today, so that'll do it for us over here at SLOLCS on the Cal Poly Twitch channel. I've been Quanzek, this has been Gabe. Tars has been behind the scenes, pushing the buttons, making us look pretty. Thank you all for watching. Enjoy the rest of your days.
I got